So we've been making forward moves at Women's Work this week. We've been designing more of the project outline, and we have now committed 100% to our Women's Centre in Malinalco. Absolutely wonderful. So we will be out there at the by an open, I'm pretty sure, by January, February next year. This will happen quite quickly, and it's just really nice to take the next step of this journey of women's work. And the wonderful people at Expanded Understanding have really supported us here with what we're doing, which is absolutely marvelous. They've supported the broadcast. They've helped to train on specific technologies and given us advice. And now these guys, or Aaron and Zach, they are wonderful creators of content. So they're going to help shape things for people that have really great ideas. And that means content creation. It means social media. It means a very deep level of all communications for people that want to really open up their experience as a man or a woman. But we are focusing on women's work because we believe here that women aren't given a fair chance from the day they're born. And we come from our own experiences. Rossio, you've had your experiences as a woman. I've had mine, and every other woman out there has learned similar things. And do you know, it's really quite phenomenal how, as women, and I'm not being biased towards one gender. At no point will I ever say or feel that I think women are better than men. Right? I will never say that, because we're different, but it's okay. We all have fathers, we all have uncles, brothers, but whatever, nephews, or niece nephews. So on this journey, it's about respecting the male as a woman, but understanding that we really do undergo a different process of initiation in our life paths. We have a lot more. So girls are treated differently from the get-go, probably dressed in pink or some sort of definitive female color. It's changeable throughout the world. I'm just using pink and blue in the classic sense of the word of girl and boy. But even from the way that we're dressed as children, little girls, we go into the education system, we're treated differently. We're treated differently to boys. Then when we reach puberty, we don't have a really full understanding of the way that our wombs work. So as a woman, you go through all these different stages. Then you have the sex and relationship side of things, which really we're going to do more with, I think, in the oncoming weeks. It would be wonderful for you to be part of that, if you wouldn't mind coming on and discussing those things. We will open up the forum to other women who want to share advice on specific issues, because at the moment we're just casting a wide net, but we are going to go into quite strong detail. It may even go statistical, it will go to and be spiritual, but this is about the evolution of female. So we're born with a chance of an existence in peace, without being hassled, without being put down, without being paid less, without being treated in an unequal way within the family unit, and then disposed of at the end of that scenario. So we really want you to engage with us at this point, because we're going to roll these centres out one by one, wherever we can, with Mexico, Malinalco being the central hub, and London to support that. So We want to hear from you if you're interested in this, interested in supporting, promoting this, because these are our lives. And if you're a woman that has a daughter, daughters, you have a mother, then you will, or you're a father of a daughter, you will understand that there is a difference, and you want the best for your future generation. And so part of what we do on Women's Work is that we are going to be highlighting in detail. We're going to be removing the soul contracts that come with those experiences that keep us locked into a patriarchal existence on the planet. The idea is that your soul is free as a woman from birth till you die. So we aim to provide that education. But it's not just education we aim to provide, because in the world of work, it's a very different ballgame. So often women are in low paid jobs. They are, and this is a global demographic here. We're not talking about the middle classes. We're not talking about educated elites. We're talking about regular women that have to get up, support their families, and go to work and earn a full-time living and pay more tax than a man. You know, so it's this about this energetic giving into something that eventually rapes you as a being, as a woman, of your experience, leaving you damaged and continuing to perpetuate negative experiences. What we aim to do is educate women in business, so you know how to trade in the new time coming up, because everything is changing. The family unit is changing. The roles are changing. So in this time of change for us as women, we need to be able to connect, contact, and do business with each other in a very fair and peaceful way. You see, we won't do business like men. We will have to do business, but with the finesse of a woman. And this is where we really begin to define ourselves as to what we do here on this planet, and how subservient we are to the culture that has sought to suppress us because we have a womb. So I'm just glad I got that rant out there. Just trying to get further into the details that we are rolling out Women's Work. I know that you do see women in Malinalco. Women do come to you, gravitate naturally. This is what we're about in our communities. Now, I'm the same in my community. Women will come to me, people will come to me. I've treated people in this community and all over the UK for the last 10 years, 15 years, working with individuals to remove the contracts that suppress them. So there's a whole thing going on. So if you want to be part of that network of women that is able to provide a high frequency response to trauma, support and hold space, and you're interested in learning new skills to do something that you're doing already, but on a much bigger and a deeper level, please do get in contact with us at Women's Work International on Facebook. We'd really love to hear from you. Or even if you're just interested in sharing our posts, supporting us in that way, you know, whatever time limitation, we will be collaborating with lots of different types of people with the aim of supporting each other in this process of being woman.
Yeah, we need hands, we need minds, we need hearts to work. And after this time that we are in this time, this process that we don't know what is the next step, we will need that. Everybody will need help to try to understand, to develop themselves and to change these patterns that we already had before, that they are not useful anymore. Yeah.
Yes.
We need to make a better world.
Yes, exactly. And one of the key features about the centre is that we're going to be incorporating an ancient process. And this ancient process is not known by many healers. Now, I've worked quite intensely with some of the best people on the planet, I can say that. And during that time, I learned many skills. In the last year, I've developed a method that is able to melt through trauma, soul experiences, or post-traumatic stress disorder of life experiences, any childhood trauma, birth trauma in particular, is quite key here. And we are able to look at that on a whole perspective of your experience. And we use various different advanced cutting edge technologies to help support the physical process of the integration of you, which means you without trauma. Now, if you're a woman that could imagine a life where you don't have the impacts of being born, you are connected fully to your vagus nerve, your spirit and your soul, your body feels no pain. Ooh, well, now we're talking. Your body feels no pain. The suffering that you've experienced from male relationships, from having unconscious sex, all those things build up in a woman's frame. And you can see the traumas on our frames. You can see where we hold the damage and the emotional impacts on everybody, not just women, but in this particular case, I'm referring to women. So we begin to see that they hold things in different areas, and you know where you're holding it the most because you feel it. But with this particular system of well-being, we use various different resonant technologies. Now, what is resonant technology? I hear some people wonder in the background. Well, it's basically a process of looking at using light technology, sound technology, magnet technology, but also quantum technology that isn't even in a physical existence, right? Because it works on such high soul levels within your own experience that it's able to be transmitted into the body and clearing out eons of blockages, devastation, and trauma. Now, if you've been raped, abused, this is the fast track to recovery. So this is why we want to work with women from all walks of life, all ages and stages of life. Because if you're 80, you can still experience the same quality of life that you had before the traumatic experience came. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if you're 24, 13, it doesn't matter if you're 1 month old. We can still make a difference by using these future technologies, bodywork techniques such as craniosacral therapy, myofascial release, and other methods that have been accumulated, learned, and integrated along the way. We can make a difference to the world that you're experiencing. Now, that might sound big-headed, but it isn't. It is purely based on the experience and findings over a 15, 20-year period in my own life, working on my own very deep traumas that I've cleared successfully using these methods. Now, a lot of people have said to me lately, Angela, I don't even recognize you. Who are you? Where are you? And right, I'm like, well, I've lost a whole person of baggage. And it's not about losing baggage. I've worked at ejecting that baggage, which has meant tremendous volumes of self-inner inquiry and looking at the way that I live. How am I? You know, and it's really been quite a strong process. So in my own journey of learning to heal others, I've learned so much that I can bring into this project. This is my forte. This is my speciality. So with Rossio, working with her in this way, she's bringing a traditional element to this that is tried, tested, and ingrained in her culture, in her pre-Hispanic culture in particularly, where women knew how to heal. We were celebrated for having these gifts to bring. And now we're coming into a time where that level of spirituality meets the advanced levels of technology. And that brings us to a dramatically different place. Now, I know for fact that there is not one single center that will operate like this on the planet, apart from the women's work centers. And we do this, but, you know, and we are supported so much by beings, people, the concept. I mean, I was looking at some of my Facebook posts from 10 years ago, which go into, I'm saying the same things. We need more birthing centers where we can remove the birth trauma that people experience with, and then go on to live without even knowing it. That in its most simplest form. And men have this too. So this is something that we really need. So thanks for being part of it and supporting us here on Expanded Understanding. We're really very grateful.